Okay. Where do I even begin? Right? Like, just, oh my God, it feels like Christmas. It feels like Christmas. 4-1. Oh, eat that. Hold this L. Hold this L. I don't want to see any of y'all talking. We're the greatest club in history, without a doubt. More La Ligas, more UCLs, more, actually, I don't think we have more Copa del Rey. I don't care. We've done everything better than y'all. We've done everything more than you have. We are a better club. We are more famous worldwide. We have a better history. We're better currently. We've been the best team in the world for ages, apart from Manchester City. But I don't understand how, as a fan base, you can wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, put on your clothes, and walk around and be like, Barcelona is the best club in the world. What have they done to prove that they're the best club in the world? What have they done to prove that they are the best club of all time? I'll tell you what, absolutely nothing. 5 UCLs, we've won that in the last 9 years, okay? You've won all these La Ligas for the past 10, 15 years. Well, Negreira might have something else to say about that. We'll see. That's still pending. It just feels so good to wake up as a Madrid fan. Like, there's no better feeling. Now, I'm not delusional enough to think that the good times last forever. There have been times where they have absolutely creamed us. There have been times where we have been embarrassed at home. They have won trebles. They have won titles. We have struggled. Yes, we have. That's football. That's how it works. You have your ups, you have your downs. But no team like us has ever had as much ups. Or sorry, let me reword that. No team has ever had as many ups as we have. We consistently stay at the top or near the top. No matter what. Even in our worst years, some of Real Madrid is one of the only clubs in the world that can say in one of our worst ever seasons, we were still better than 90% of teams in the world. That's how high the expectations are. That's how good of a club we are. That's how well managed we are. That's how well run we are. We're not bankrupt. We're not renaming our stadium Apple Music. We're not doing none of that. Because we actually know how to be a well-functioning club. Now, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but I'm just calling it how it is. We are the greatest club of all time. We might not even be the best team in the world right now. I still think that once Haaland and De Bruyne are fit and ready and healthy, I still think City takes that spot, which is, it's fine, right? You got to give respect where respect is due. You got to give credit where credit is due. So this is the following day after the Supercopa de España, the Spanish Super Cup final. And it was an El Clasico at that, and we just obliterated Barcelona. Now, okay, let me backtrack a little bit and let me be a little bit honest here. It was, the scoreline, it is a little bit flattering, right? I don't know if we were that much better. We were definitely the better side, without a doubt. Even Xavi, who, I guess it's a different Xavi. He's a different human being. He might be an imposter. He actually gave us credit and said that they deserve to win rather than just being like, we were the better team for 90 minutes. We had more possession. We're possession FC. We should have won the game. Blah, 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 blah. We created more opportunities. Dude, credit to Xavi for once. He actually gave credit where credit's due, which is something he never really does. So that was awesome to see. I do think that Barca didn't play very well, but it was much closer of a game than what it's being made out to be. That's just my opinion as a Real Madrid fan. Feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments. I'm going to start off with my favorite topic of this whole thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. I have hat hair. It's really bad. My favorite thing from this whole game was the Vini versus Aruajo debate. Now, I need to be completely honest. I, as a Real Madrid fan, had been brainwashed into seeing that Aruajo owns Vini, right? I started to kind of believe it a little bit, which I know is awful to hear from a Real Madrid fan, and I'm sorry to all you other Real Madrid fans. But it was just so much in the media. I guess I just got brainwashed. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely been games and moments where he's clamped Vini up. But Vini now has, even excluding the hat trick and the assist from yesterday, or just the hat trick, Vini has had quite a few goal contributions against Barcelona. Not Messi or Ronaldo numbers, but he has been effective. He's done things. And then, and I don't want you guys to think I'm getting my football knowledge from TikTok. I'm watching the games, right? I saw this thing as like a TikTok compilation of Araujo stopping Vini, and like literally every clip they used was a foul. Now I know that that's not the case every single time, but he pulls his jersey, he grabs him, he yanks on his shoulder, he clears his legs out from underneath him. He does foul a lot. And yes, I know Pepe and Sergio Ramos were doing the same thing back in the day. But it's getting really tiring to hear the whole Aruajo owns Vini. I think yesterday he's completely disproven that. And without fouls, when Aruajo is finally punished for those consistent fouls that he does, he finally gets punished, he finally gets what he deserves, he gets sent off, we start to see Vini can play when he's not getting absolutely demolished. That's not to say that that's all Aruajo does. I still think Araujo's a good defender. Even though this season he's honestly been abysmal, I still think there's been plenty of moments where cleanly he has held Vini down. It's inevitable, right? He's a good defender. He's playing for a big club like Barcelona. There's going to be moments where he stops a world-class forward like Vinicius, like Rodrigo, like Benzema. But it's not going to be always. So Barca fans, please get this deluded idea of your head out of your head that Aruajo owns Vini. He does not. He does not. It's case closed. Case closed. Saul Goodman called me. He's like, case closed. It's done. Forget about it. Okay? Talking point number 2. Was it a good idea for Xavi to play Aruajo at right back? Now, it's worked okay in the past. They've had some success with it. But I feel like anyone who's actually watched Real Madrid this season, and granted, Vini has been injured for quite a bit, Vini has been playing a lot more down the middle. He drifts out wide all the time, yes, I understand. But the movement is so good. Like, he drifts in behind, he just runs in, he makes those runs. He's so fast, he can't be stopped. Why not play him in the center? Koundé had an awful game. And, like, call me crazy, say whatever you want in the comments if you're a Barca fan watching this. Since Barcelona has signed Koundé, I've never been convinced by him, ever. He looked, maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I see a lot of hype for Koundé on TikTok. Yes, he's had good performances, but he's never fully convinced me that he's that guy. So, cook me in the comments if you want. That's just my take. So, I feel like seeing how Real Madrid plays this year with this 4-4-2, 2 forwards, diamond midfield, all that stuff, and you're missing Gavi, you have to have Aruajo in the middle. You have to have Aruajo at center back. He's good in the air. He's going to clear the ball. He's going to intercept the ball, make more clearances, everything. He's going to do what a center back needs to do. I feel like Barcelona is so fixated on this whole Cruyff and Barca DNA. They've deluded themselves to the point where we don't care what happens, we're just going to try to play the same way we always play. And I feel like that's consistently why they take those big hammerings and don't change it. But we'll get more into that as the video goes on. Talking point number 3. I truly, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If this podcast ever gets big enough to where Real Madrid players are watching it, Carvajal, Ferland Mendy, I owe you the most sincere and the biggest apology anyone has ever given on this lifetime ever. I'm so sorry. Mendy, you're still bad at offense. I don't care, right? No offense, but you're still not good at offense. But, dude, you were clamps. That's the old Mendy. That's the Mendy from 2020, 2021, 2022-ish. That's the Mendy we know and love, right? You weren't giving us much offensively, but you locked it down. You pulled up the shorts and you're like, it's time for business. That's what Mendy then used to do. Mendy did that again yesterday. And thank you so much. I apologize. Just stop getting injured. Just that. All we need is for you to be on the field and just lock these players down. Scrap everything I said in any episode ever before. I don't want you getting high up the field. I don't want you crossing the ball. I don't want you taking players one-on-one. I just want you to lock people up. Pull up them shorts, play that lockdown defense, do what you do. I'm sorry. I wasn't familiar with your game. I'm sorry. I apologize. Carvajal, I called you old. I called you gray. I called you tired. I called you injured. But one thing I did not call you as a legend, and I'm doing it today. I'm so sorry that I ever disrespected you. I would like to clarify that I love all these Real Madrid players, but I get things wrong. I'm not a perfect human being. And who knows, maybe in 3 weeks your form drops. I don't know, dude, but you have been truly phenomenal this season. And I think, I heard on Managing Madrid, and I heard a bunch of other friends talking about this stuff. I think the reason why Carvajal might be in such insane form is due to the low-key, unnoticed, maybe not unnoticed, but not as much talked about work of the eagle, the engine that doesn't stop, that is Fede Valverde. This dude is everywhere, and I think he's what enables Carvajal to get up the field and contribute offensively like he used to in 16, 17, 17, 18. Back when prime Carvajal was around, like when he was getting 10 assists in a campaign, that has allowed Carvajal to play like that once again. Back in the day, he was younger. He didn't need that much support. He was able to go. He was able to do it. He was able to get up and down the field with ease. And I truly think that he has had a resurgence due to Fede Valverde. I'm trying to think of back then what made it so successful. Obviously, they had a Casemiro. Kroos and Modric were 5, 6, 7, 8 years younger. So it's to be expected that he was going to have a drop-off, right? But I think credit to Ancelotti for finding a way to get the most out of Carvajal, even at 32 or 33 years of age. It's truly phenomenal coaching. Goes to show why he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. And Fede Valverde, you may not always get the appreciation that you deserve, but I promise you will always get it from me. What else did I want to talk about? I have a few more things. Back on Mendy real quick. I was talking a few episodes ago about how it's phenomenal what Vinicius Jr. has done on offense without a supporting left back. Credit to Ancelotti once again. I think that free-flowing front 2/3, whatever you want to call it, is the key to getting the most out of Vinicius when he doesn't have a fullback who supports him. Bellingham getting into the box, Bellingham drifting and roaming and going to the right side of the field and the left side of the field, Rodrigo switching with Vini. That movement has terrorized back lines all season long. I know Vini's been injured for a little bit. I know Jude has missed some games. I know Rodrigo's in poor form at the beginning of the season. But we're finally starting to see it click. So much so that, I don't know if you guys saw, Bellingham took a picture with that one insane, super long poster that looked like GTA, but it had Vini, Rodrigo, and Bellingham. If anyone can find a link for like a poster of that being sold or some, please send it my way. It'll go on this wall. I don't care what I have to do. I'm moving something. I'm putting it on this wall. That was such a sick poster. But it works so well that we don't even need the left side support from the left back. Just let them do them. It worked so well. Will it work that well against the low block? I don't believe so, and we've seen that against Real Betis. We've seen that against other teams in La Liga that like to play a low block against us. It doesn't work as well, but with Bellingham arriving late in the box, Rodrigo being a wizard in tight spaces, Vini finally getting back to fitness and form, I think we're even going to have more success now against the low block, especially with what I've seen on set pieces. I don't know if it's been something that is, I highly doubt it's due to luck. Let me backtrack on that. I don't know. I'm not Ancelotti, but I feel like they've been doing some set piece work in training. Because, and it's to be expected, they're high European, they're the best team in the world, right? Obviously, they're going to do set piece work, but I feel like there's been a special emphasis on it. I'm not saying it's the credit goes to me, but a few episodes ago, I did say we need more from set pieces, especially against these low block teams. And I'm sure those at Real Madrid realize that, and they're like, okay, how can we get Rudiger's head on the ball? What do we need to do? What can we do differently on set pieces? Who's going to deliver them? In-swingers, out-swingers. They talked about it, and we've had success, which is brilliant to see. I love that so much. It makes me very happy. And it gives me, once again, the 14-15 vibes where we were dangerous in possession of the ball. We were dangerous on the counterattack. We were dangerous from set pieces. What you need essentially to be a Champions League winning side, a La Liga winning side, a side that could potentially win the treble. Do I think we'll do it? It's hard to say. As of right now, I don't want to say yes. Maybe in 3-4 weeks when some more games are done, maybe I'll change my mind, but right now I'm going to say no. I know I should be more optimistic, but that's where my head is at currently. So, a few more talking points here. I'm not going to go forever. We've been already going for about 14 minutes. I'm going to keep this topic very short. Lunin starts. Lunin stays in goal. Kepa doesn't play any more games for Real Madrid. I don't care what anyone says. Guys, Real Madrid is a team that is cutthroat. We've seen it for years. We saw how we handled Casillas. We saw how we handled Ramos. We saw how we handled Navas. You play the best players in the world and you bring in the best players in the world no matter anyone's feelings. I'm sorry. I've heard lots of talk about Carlos trying to spare Kepa's confidence. He was initially brought in to be the starter. They're not trying to destroy his career. They're not trying to destroy him mentally. I'm not advocating for that to be done. But we've seen what this cutthroat mentality at Real Madrid has done for Real Madrid. The success that Real Madrid has had over the years. Being cutthroat. It's kind of like if you look at Arsenal. It's maybe not working as well for them, but Arteta wasn't 100% satisfied with Ramsdale, went and got another keeper. And now he's putting him on the bench. I don't know how well that's working out for them, but when we have made similar decisions in the past, I feel like it's worked out well. We got rid of Casillas. I don't like the way we did it the most because he's a legend, and obviously I want us to respect our legends and our players. But then we three-peated the Champions League with Navas. Navas started to slow down again. Brought in Courtois. Navas was put to the bench. Courtois made 9 saves in a Champions League final and won us another one. That's just how it is. Ramos wanted a 2-year contract, wanted more money. We saw how his first year at PSG went. He was injury-ridden, like not fit, not able to play. He's still a great defender, but he wasn't what we needed at the time. So, I'm sorry to Kepa. Dude, I have nothing against you. I respect you as a player. You're a professional football player, something that I can't say I am. No hard feelings. It's just, to me, Lunin needs to start, and I'm sure most of the fan base agrees. He's so much more confident coming off his line. He's so much more confident claiming balls out of the air. For the modern game, that's just what you need, and I feel like Kepa lacks that. So I'm going to keep that talking point short. I know it's a Real Madrid podcast, but I want to switch the focus a little bit onto Barca. I'm interested in the viewer's opinion. What is the reason for Barcelona's current lack of success? Is it Xavi? Is it the fact that they are bankrupt and unable to sign players? Is it injuries? I do think it's truly a mix of all three, but I'm interested in what you all think. If there's 5 of you that watch, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Did they not find a proper replacement for Busquets? I think so, definitely. I think every Barcelona fan would agree. And that's a huge pair of shoes to fill. Do they have not have the ability to sign a lot of players? Yes, they're bankrupt. They're lacking a lot of money financially. They're not great. Or they're almost bankrupt, sorry. So they're missing that defensive mid-role. They're missing a winger since Dembele left. They're missing a striker that's going to give you 30, 40, 50 goals a season because Lewandowski has been in poor form this year. They haven't been able to replenish the squad fully, and I'm not trying to make excuses for them. I obviously don't like Barcelona. I'm a Real Madrid fan. But they have nobody to blame but themselves. They did this to themselves. They overspent on players. They gave crazy salaries. They made themselves almost bankrupt. That's on them, right? I truly do respect Barca as a club. They're a huge club. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world. They're our biggest rivals. But I will never, ever sit here and say that Barcelona is a bigger club than Real Madrid, and nobody should because it's just nonsense. It's insanity. They're still our rivals. They're still our greatest rivals ever. But something needs to be figured out at that club because I don't want it to be, maybe I do, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. But I don't want to be the Bayern of La Liga where we just go and win it for the next 10 years straight. Now, do I think that's what's going to happen? No, I don't. I think Barca can fix this. I think Barca can come out of this on top. But for all of those Barca fans that are saying Xavi out, I personally disagree. That's just me, but that's from the outside. I'm not a Barcelona fan. I still think he's the man for the job. He did win the La Liga last year. He has beaten us in a couple Clásicos. Not even just beaten us, thrashed us. Beat us in the Spanish Super Cup last year. Got you guys to Champions League finally in the 3rd season out of the group stages. I think he's the man for the job. I think he needs to be backed with more signings, but the club can't do that. He lost an extremely important player in Busquets, an extremely important player in Dembele, an extremely important player in Gavi, who's the engine of their midfield. He's what Fede Valverde is to us, right? Of course they're going to struggle defensively when the guy that doesn't stop running is not on the field, right? It's bound to happen. And Lewandowski's not the man he was a year ago. So things are going to be hard, but I think that Barca fans need to back Xavi. I think in his first season he kind of overachieved, if I'm being completely honest. I also do think that Real Madrid didn't give it their all in La Liga. I'm not saying that's why Barca won La Liga. I think they deservedly so won it. But he needs to be backed. He needs to be given the resources that he needs. I do think it is a little bit flawed in his managerial style that he's so one-dimensional. It's like Cruyffism, Barcelona DNA, tiki-taka, no matter what. Like, brother, tiki-taka it's not 2011 anymore, man. You're not on the field. You're not destroying Manchester United at Wembley. Teams have kind of figured it out. Now, you can go and argue that City is still playing the tiki-taka, blah, blah, blah. They're successful, yes, but they also have Pep, a guy who's been a high-level coach for so long. He's constantly making tweaks. He's constantly making teams second guess. He's making changes. He's signing new players. He has essentially unlimited money. He can bring in whoever he wants. The best goal scorer in the world right now, Kevin De Bruyne, probably the best midfielder, top 5 midfielder in the last 10, 15 years. They have the squad to play that style. They have the personnel to play a possession and tiki-taka based style. They have Rodri, who's going to win the ball back when they lose it. They have a hard-working midfield, a hard-working team. They have 1v1 players out wide that are really good. Doku can't be stopped. Jack Grealish is a pretty good player. He's not fantastic one-on-one on the wing, but they have Foden, who's been brilliant. So they have the players. I feel like Xavi needs to look around a little bit and be like, yo, we can't always play this tiki-taka Barcelona-style Cruyff DNA. It just doesn't make sense. If you look at their La Liga win, the La Liga title win last year, they had so many 1-0 wins where they were parking the bus, defending deep, scoring, and just playing it safe. In the first leg of the Copa del Rey, I believe it was last year when they played us at home, we dominated them. We had all of the ball. We made so many opportunities, and we lost 1-0 to a Militao own goal. Now, obviously, we went through, and I get that, but they had success in that game defending. We weren't able to break them down. So he's almost strayed away from what, in my opinion, won him La Liga last year, is that ability to, we're going to throw tiki-taka out the window. We're going to do what needs to be done in this specific game against this specific opponent with the specific personnel we have today. You don't have Busquets anymore. You don't have Gavi for almost the rest of the season. You don't have Dembele anymore. You don't have the same Lewandowski. It's like, I can see why Barcelona fans are a little bit Xavi out, but I think he could turn it around personally. We all know what a legend he was as a player. He was phenomenal. He had a lot of success last year. It's almost like Manchester United. It's like they over-accomplished last year, and now the expectations are so high. In my opinion, Barcelona is still in a rebuild, right? Now, I'm going to get off this topic because it's not a Barca podcast, but just my 2 cents on that. Feel free to leave your opinion in the comment. Let me know what you guys think. And my last talking point of the day, because we are over 20 minutes now, and I don't want to keep you here forever. I know you got things to do and Barca fans to troll, but Mbappe, Haaland, and how does signing one or the other impact the trinity, the trinity that is Vini, Rodrigo, and Bellingham? Now, we haven't seen a lot of Rodrigo, Vini, and Bellingham this season. Rodrigo was in poor form at the beginning of the year. Bellingham's missed a few games. Vinicius Jr. has been out for a couple months. But when we have seen them, it's looked really good. And I feel like now, at the current point in time, where we're the furthest we've been in the season, obviously, they finally are starting to understand the system a little bit more, especially Vini. He's realizing, hey, well, if I play up top in a 2 with Rodrigo, and teams are playing this high line, that's when I'm my most dangerous. We all know as Real Madrid fans, Vinicius is not as good of a dribbler as Rodrigo. We all know it, right? Some people don't like to admit it, but we know. He is more reliant on his pace, which is there's nothing wrong with, right? That's fine. You don't get 35 goal contributions in a season being a bad player. That's not the case. But in a system like this, abuse Vini's pace, abuse Bellingham's ability to arrive late in the box and his physical presence and his ability to be good in the air, use Rodrigo's skill in tight spaces and beating his man one-on-one and weaseling his way out through 4 or 5 different opponents, and you've got a mix of 3 really valuable offensive skills. How would signing Mbappe or signing Haaland impact that? We saw Jude Bellingham have a lot of success with Haaland at Dortmund. Me, personally, as a Real Madrid fan, I'm pro Haaland. I want Haaland. I've seen the way Mbappe's treated us, the way he's disrespected us, used our name and brand to further his salary and all that. I don't like the guy's ego. If Mbappe ever watches this one day, haha, I'm just kidding. I know he's not gonna. But, like, I'm not trying to disrespect the dude. I don't have anything against him personally, but I just don't want him at Real Madrid. You guys might call me crazy. You can L me in the comments all you want. We've seen that Jude and Haaland can work. Rodrigo and Vinicius are traditional wingers. We need a 9. We don't need another winger. We've got like 11 guys that can play wing on this team. So I do think that Haaland's presence can obviously take away from the goal-scoring form of everyone else, but you're almost guaranteed 50 or 60 goals a season, which is okay. To me, I don't care who scores as long as the team wins. That's all I want as a Real Madrid fan. So, to end the podcast off, I'm going to do a little bit more trolling. Barca's trash. Barca lost. 4-1. Hold this L. I'm the happiest man alive, as I'm sure most Real Madrid fans are. And I'm going to close it out with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you want to be part of this community. And hopefully one day I can set up some live watch parties on Kick or Twitch and maybe some in-person ones. Just trying to grow the channel, grow the community, and we can work on it together. Thank you so much. Till next time, have a good one.